2.
For the record again, Josh Hinman, staff to this committee. The bill before you next up is engrossed substitute House Bill 1652 concerning child support pass-through. By way of background, as a condition of receiving temporary assistance for needing families, known as TANF, recipients assign to the state the rights to child support collected on their behalf, which are collected by the Division of Child Support, known as DCS, within the Department of Social and Health Services, known as DSHS. The state retains half of this child support collected and remits the other half to the federal government. In recent years, the state retained over $30 million general fund state in fiscal year 2021 and $20 million in fiscal year 2022. Engrossed substitute House Bill 1652 would allow TANF recipients to keep all child support collected on their behalf, while the state would continue to retain past arrears collected. The bill also requires DSHS to disregard child support income received when considering TANF eligibility and benefit level. The bill is effective July 2024. Turning to the fiscal impacts, there are 3 primary cost factors to DSHS and 1 relating to the Department of Children, Youth, and Families, known as DCYF. For DSHS, first, and in fiscal year 2024 only, implementation costs are estimated to be $767,000 and 2.1 FTEs, which are primarily for IT system changes. $418,000 of this is state funds. Second, the state foregoing current child support collections would have a GF state impact of $7.5 million in 2025, $7 million in 2026, decreasing to $6.7 million in fiscal year 2027. Third, with the new disregard of child support income, DCS estimates 53 TANF case entries per month, which would otherwise have been denied or terminated due to some form of child support income being countable under current rules. The TANF caseload would be estimated to grow by 266 average monthly cases in 2025, increasing to 619 average monthly cases in fiscal year 2027. The grant, services, and staffing costs associated with this TANF caseload increase is estimated to be $3 million in fiscal year 2025, $5.9 million in fiscal year 2026, and $7 million in fiscal year 2027. The total fiscal impact to DSHS is therefore $9.9 million GF state, $11.3 million total funds in the upcoming biennium, and $25.2 million general fund state in the 2025-2027 biennium. Lastly, DCYF estimates that 10% of TANF cases will utilize the Working Connections Child Care Program, so any increase in the TANF caseload is presumed to have an impact on the WCCC caseload. DCYF estimates the fiscal impact of this to be $892,000 in 2023-2025 and $3.3 million in 2025-2027 biennium. The House budget funds the DSHS impact, $11.3 million total funds. The House budget does not fund the DCYF estimated costs.
Josh, does the House, the 11 million is the first biennium, and it kind of doubles the second biennium as they're getting it going. Did the House fund the second biennium too?
I'd have to follow up with that. I think it's ongoing, but I'll double check and follow up with you.
Okay, thank you. All right, any questions for Josh? Thank you. All right, we have 4 people signed in to testify. Let's start. I'm going to call up Brady Hornstein, if you're here, Brady. Okay, and while you're getting settled, let's go first to Leanna Cresson. Or Liana.
Leanna, hi. Good afternoon to our office and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Leanna Cresson, here from Statewide Poverty Action Network, in strong support of Substitute House Bill 1652. In Washington State, if a child's family receives TANF and child support is paid by a non-custodial parent, the state collects and withholds most of their child support payments. For some context, the child support pass-through was fully eliminated during the Great Recession. Thanks to the good work of Senator Gingras in 2020, this has been partially reinstated, now passing through $50 for 1 child or $100 for 2 or more. This bill builds on that good work and would finally reinstate the child support pass-through. Essentially taxing our child support and giving the state money intended for children is not an effective way to support families in need and is not an appropriate revenue source for our state. We have worked to reduce the fiscal note significantly by removing the arrears portion of this bill, and the remaining policy would constitute a meaningful change for the 4,800 custodial parents who would be impacted. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Brady, welcome.
Sure. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the committee. My name is Brady Hornstein with the Division of Child Support at DSHS. In the interest of time, I'll just refer you to an email I think you all should have received or will receive from the Secretary's office outlining some details about the bill. And otherwise, I'm happy to answer any questions on behalf of the Division of Child Support. Thank you.
Thank you. I just pulled it up. It was sent yesterday at 4:57. Is that the one you're referring to?
Excellent. Yes, that's the one. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Amy Rourke, welcome to our committee.
Hello, Madam Chair and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Amy Rourke, and I live in Vancouver, Washington. I'm here in strong support of House Bill 1652. I'm an advocate. I'm a member of the Poverty Reduction Work Group Steering Committee and a mother of 2 children who have used TANF for essentials. In February of last year, I had a modification to our child support order, and my child's father was required to pay $715 a month in support. As I was on TANF at the time, me and my children were only allowed to receive $100 of this amount. And the other $615 was kept by the state, meaning the state was receiving 6 times more than the children. Child support should be used for the children, as simple as that. If my family were able to receive the full amount of support, in addition to help from TANF, we would have been able to feel more stable, build up savings, and worry less about how to make ends meet from day to day. When my children and I were on TANF, we received $563 a month. That's about $6,750 a year. If House Bill 1652 passed between TANF and TANF and child support, we would have received closer to $13,500. This would have made a huge difference to me and my family. Please support House Bill 1652 and make sure that the children get the full support. Thank you.
Thank you for testifying. And the last person signed up is Dorothy Gorder. Dorothy. Dorothy, if you can hear me.
Yes.
There
Can you
you
hear
go.
me now?
Now we got you.
So sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Madam Chair and other committee members, my name is Dorothy Gorder, and I come to you today in support. I'm going to keep it really simple. Anybody that's on TANF, they're only allowed to have it for so many months. Once that has been exhausted, it's done. So in my opinion, when I was on TANF, if I had had that little boost, that little extra bit that could have allowed me to maybe get car insurance, so I could have had better opportunities to get better employment. That's a great example as to why it would be important to allow the full pass-through of that money to come forth to the families and for the children. If for just a minute of time, this short amount of time that the TANF is helping families could have that little extra bump for a family, I think that it will also, it'll in the end be less expensive to the state, honestly. I do believe. Yes. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. That concludes our public hearing on 1652.